Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy 222 portal. Hope this finds you well. Hope you guys are doing good. I am Soleil. I am your weekly reader. I am the founder and facilitator of the Charm School Mentorship Program and covenant mother of Vision of Dontor. And I'm a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to the weekly energy reading. This is where we come together every Sunday and get a little bit of insight about the energy of the week ahead of us. I hope you guys are all well. Hope you guys are in a good energy and a good mood. Oh, Momorore! Hi! Good to see you. Oh my God. You've been on my heart lately. I need to talk to you. I need to hear your voice just to see how you're doing. But I hope you're good. I hope you're in good spirits. Hello, Tori. Hello, La Balin. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Aisha. Hello, everyone who is here with me tonight. Hope you guys are good. I had a really amazing day. It was a busy day. Literally been moving since 8 o'clock this morning on a Sunday. But I had some fantastic readings. We had our 222 activation session on Patreon. It was beautiful. Really thankful for the ladies who came and participated in that and who shared about what they are manifesting. Hey, JL. JL was there. It was beautiful. I mean, I feel like it was beautiful. I had a great time. I hope everyone who participated had a great time. I hope it was helpful for them. But yeah, we're here for the weekly energy reading now, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. If you've been here before, first of all, if you're new here, hello and welcome. I'm Soleil again, and this is the weekly energy reading. I got my sparkling water and my still water, so I'm ready to go. You guys know how I'm about having both sparkling and still water in terms of being able to focus and stuff. But this is a reading that I do every Sunday. We do a general reading, and then we look into some specific areas of life, and then after that, I take questions from the audience. If you are here because you saw me post somewhere in Facebook, oh, I'm glad that you liked it. If you saw me post in a group that I'm going to be taking questions from the audience, I absolutely will. But my request is that you allow me to get through the general reading before you ask your direct or personal question. So tonight, again, because it is the 222 portal, you have the option of asking either a general question or a 222 portal question. You do see my information scrolling below. The suggested love offering is 1111, but no one will be turned away if they can't give the whole 1111. If you have to give less than that, that's totally fine. But the request is that you do give a love offering as energy exchange. But before we even get to that part of tonight's session, I'm going to go ahead and just jump straight into the general reading for everybody. Hello, Tiffany. Good to see you. Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about the week ahead of us? The week of February 23rd through March 1st. Give us insight into any lessons, blessings, challenges, breakthroughs that will cross our path over the next 7 days. Give us wisdom about how to best prepare and protect ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hey, Chantel, good to see you again. In order for us, and I think this is a great message and energy given, the experiences we're having tonight, or the experience that we are called to have tonight with the 222 activation portal. You are the only thing standing in the way of your ambition. That's literally the message. You are literally the only thing that stands in the way of your ambition. And I think some of us hold on to narratives around who hurt us, our stresses, what we hold on to we don't even know we're doing it, but it becomes stories we tell ourselves that justifies our stagnation. It justifies our ability to move forward. And this portal, along with the energy in the week that follows it, really reminds us that we are the only thing standing in our way. So we have to make a decision. Are we going to continue to numb ourselves with these narratives, with these false beliefs that hold us in tightrope energy, right? That hold us in this space where it's hard for us to move forward? Or are we going to stop projecting our fears into reality? Are we going to teach ourselves who we get to be and the experiences we get to have when we let go of these stories that justify our sitting still, our wallowing in pain? This is a week where we have a shift in perspective that allows us to really see that the things that are holding us back are old, they're in the past, they really have no power over us. Y'all know how I feel about the Chariot, one of my favorite cards in the whole deck, right? This is ambition personified. This is somebody who is, yes, they are emotional because it's Cancerian energy, deep awareness of their emotions. But it's not emotional in the sense that they're like, oh my God, I can't do anything. I'm just crying all the time. It's emotional in that they are excited, and that excitement feeds their ambition, right? And they're so dedicated to the execution of their goals that they don't care what they have to maneuver over, conquer, or crawl over in order to be successful, right? Who do you want to be? Are you going to wake up every day taking action and making a step towards becoming that? Or are you going to let any obstacle, any distraction that pops up knock you off of your path? That is a question of the Chariot, right? Being driven to succeed, being committed to your success, okay? Now, a lot of us have a hard time being ambitious. And the reason why we have a hard time being ambitious is because ambition is hard. It is not easy. It takes a lot of work. And I think that there are some of us who it's easier for us to submit to the numbing, right? It's easier for us to wallow in where we are than it is to fight and push through so that we can have difference and change. Because it's painful, right? Think about when you first revisit the gym after not being there for a long time. You are going to be sore. I know, my thighs hurt. I'm going to tell myself, I haven't been to the gym in forever. And I went a couple days ago. I went on Saturday. Yesterday. It was yesterday. My thighs hurt. That shit is painful, right? But the pain of sitting in old energy, even though you may feel disconnected again, it's numbing, right? It's still a form of pain. So are you going to experience the pain of breaking through and going into the next chapter? Or are you going to numb yourself into believing that you don't feel pain? Are you going to self-soothe your way through life? These two energies are in conflict with one another, but they both represent this fork in the road that we're dealing with. And this is a question that we are grappling with because we make decisions this week that help us figure out how we get off the tightrope, right? If you feel stretched thin, if you feel overworked, if you feel like you're working hard and it's never enough, you're never seeing enough results, it is because there's something you are doing that is old. There's a pattern you need to break out of. And you're not going to feel at peace. You're not going to feel like you're not stretched thin. You're not going to feel like you're seeing results until you make a decision to pull yourself out of that pattern, okay? So this week is about a paradigm shift. Some of us feel stuck. We do. And the first thing that you need to do in order to get out of feeling stuck is admit that you feel that way, right? You can't fix a problem until you admit that it's there. So once we can admit that we have the problem, once we can admit to the fact that we feel stuck, and we can really look at our environment and take inventory, really see the full perspective of what's going on, we receive enough information that gives us vision and understanding that allows us to move differently as we move forward, okay? And I think it's going to be tough. A lot of the revelations, they ain't no hoe. These revelations are not a hoe. They are overwhelming. But it forces us to take responsibility of the ways in which our fear-based thinking, the ways in which our lack mentality has imprisoned us, right? A lot of the difficulty that some of us who are watching this either live or in the replay deal with is because we engage in a lot of catastrophic, fear-based thinking. And we project that fear-based thinking into our reality. And it holds us captive. So again, going back to this Two of Pentacles tightrope energy, this pain and fear of moving forward, all of this is coming from the fact that we got to do a better job of controlling our thoughts. Because what we resist persists. What we focus on grows. Right? Our thoughts are a form of water that gets poured into seeds. And we manifest a lot of the restriction, a lot of the imprisonment in our lives by hyperfixating on what we fear. But who do we get to be if we stop focusing on what we fear and start giving ourselves wisdom and information about what we're capable of? Ace of Pentacles, the Apprentice. It's not going to be until you start trying new things. It's not going to be until you literally teach yourself how to move differently, until you literally learn from the people who actually have the kind of lives you want, right? It's not going to be until you're able to do that that you're even able to see and experience differently, okay? So to summarize all of this, in our ability to reflect over our situation and really be honest with ourselves about how we got here, the role we played in it, the fears we obsess over, the ways we make those fears real, the ways in which we give up on change before even trying, and numb ourselves through old narratives, through blame, through a shift in focus, all of those things. How that ends up being something that is in conflict with our ability to move forward. What does it look like for us to teach ourselves how to be a chariot and to move forward and to move every day towards our ambitions, towards our goals? This is a week where you have painful revelations about yourself, absolutely, but those revelations really light a fire under your ass and put a battery in your back. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this unfolds for all of us. I pulled mostly reversals in the major arcana for my weekly pull and was like, hell, and this is right on point. Gotta be kinder to me. You gotta be kinder to yourself. And also, this is why when I teach tarot, I teach people to read from intuition, right? I think that sometimes we can give ourselves the wrong message by assuming that a reversal is inherently wrong. And there are some cards that in their reverse are actually more positive than the upright, right? Five of Pentacles is a stronger card in reverse than it is upright. Seven of Pentacles is still a difficult energy when in reversal, but you have more control and more authority when it's in reverse than you do when it's upright, right? So yeah, be kinder to yourself, be fair to yourself, and also really try to make sure that you're grounding yourself in a way where you're reading from intuition before you divine with cards. It'll really save you a tremendous amount of grief. I'm gonna go into health and wellness next, because that just feels right. That feels appropriate. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, and elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective, those watching either live or in the replay, need to know about our health and wellness during the week of February 23rd through March 1st? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about our health, our habits, our patterns, our environment that we need to either release, maintain, or decrease so that we can have a good balance over our holistic health? If there are any challenges in this area of life, illuminate them for us now so that we know how to best protect and prepare ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. We got a couple cards jumping out. Getting up, dusting off, moving forward is so exhausting after those extreme towers. I get it. And it is. It is. It can feel really, really fucking painful. It really can. But what's the alternative? You gonna sit there and rot? You gonna waste away? You know, when you really, I'm coming to have deeper and deeper appreciation for Ten of Swords as an energy because it's a real energy. It's like, okay, so yeah, it's tough and it's painful to move forward. But what are you gonna do? Are you gonna rot? Right? Are you gonna sit in the dark? I've heard Jewish mothers use that phrase before. What do you want me to do? You want me to sit in the dark? And that's a question you really gotta ask yourself. Am I just gonna sit in the dark? And I think some of us do choose to sit in the dark, and there's its own pain that comes with that. Give me one moment. The two cards that fell out in the shuffle are the Ten of Wands and the Hangman, right? Some of you guys are dealing with an extreme amount of stress, not just psychological stress, but in the body, because the wands are passion, right? You're so busy doing things for other people and being stretched thin by obligation that you're not taking care of yourself. Now, the good thing is the Ten of Wands is in reverse. So a lot of us are going to be releasing obligation this week. And this release of obligation comes as a result of paradigm shift. We are actually coming to terms with the fact that I got too much on my plate. I got too much on my plate, and because I have too much on my plate, I'm not exactly doing anything well, right? I'm overcommitted and I'm not doing anything well. So what can I release? What can I give back to people so that it actually gets handled in a way that's productive, right? I think that ends up being really helpful for a lot of us in terms of our health, because a lot of y'all are not sleeping, at least not the way you need to, right? You're not getting a full 6 to 8 hours a night. When you do sleep, you carry your worries into the sleeping world, into the dreaming world. And Four of Swords is saying you need rest. You need regeneration. If you don't take your rest and if you don't regenerate, you are going to wear your body out in a way where you cannot recover. And Spirit really wants you to understand that. What can you do in terms of using strategy to make your life efficient and effective, right? King of Swords is the king of strategy. Rather than worrying himself to death, he is very deliberate, he's very methodical, he is very impactful in how he moves. And I love that this is coming up after that Ten of Wands in reverse, because it has been improper strategy for you to overcommit and take on too much the ways in which you have, right? So the King of Swords is coming along to say your power does not come in overcommitment, in making promises you can't keep. Your power comes from knowing your limitations, from moving strategically and figuring out what puts you in the best position, right? So rather than worrying, we reorganize, we plan, we strategize. That is what's necessary this week. Some of you are along with me. You need to be getting back into the gym. You need to be figuring out ways to bring on movement that you are passionate about, that feel fun and playful for you, right? Because the Page of Wands is somebody who's learning how to root their vision of themselves in reality. I think a lot of you guys are coming to terms with the ways in which you feel most comfortable in your body are not in alignment with how you feel right now. So what does it look like to take on new routines, to really get excited about moving your body, reconnecting to movement, being joyful and seeing movement as a form of play, right? What happens when instead of looking at exercise and working out as obligation or burden, you look at it, Page of Wands, as play, right? It's an opportunity for you to really have joy and see what your body is capable of. That opens up a lot for us, and it makes us not only healthy, but happy. That's another thing. I think sometimes people see exercise as a thing you do to get a particular kind of body that you want. And if you shift it into something that really brings you joy through that increase in your dopamine, and that allows you to be able to be grateful for understanding what your body can do, right? It brings you a certain amount of independence, a certain amount of joy, a certain amount of connection, as well as good health. Nine of Pentacles is the card of the healthy body, the capable body, right? I literally hear Spirit saying, use it, don't lose it. And realistically, especially as you get older, the less you exercise, the more mobility you lose, right? So it's really important for us to understand that. This is only 2 spreads in, and we got that Page of Pentacles coming back up. Figuring out through apprenticeship, what does it look like to have control over your health? What does it look like to experiment with new health routines, right? Pentacles, both the Pentacles and the Wands are about the physical body, but they're physical body in different ways. The Wands are more about energy, cardiovascular system, passion, exertion of physical force. The Page of Pentacles is much more about your body and your health habits, right? So some of you guys are also going to be revisiting your diet this week, which makes sense because we're now a couple of months into the new year. And I think those of y'all who fell off on your routines in February are going to be entering. First of all, the fact that March is 6 days away is crazy. But I think a lot of you guys are going to be thinking about, okay, what does it mean for me to change my dietary habits? What does it look like for me to change my regimen? What are the supplements? And there's a lot of experimentation and shift and change that comes with that. I love it. But the main thing is that I think a lot of us, as we take different responsibilities off of our plate and we are shifted into focusing on our holistic health and wellness, mind, body, and spirit, we see all aspects of it as a way to nurture ourselves, right? I think for many of us, there's been a disconnect, right? And that's why you've been able to say, oh, I'll get to the gym later, or I'll figure out a workout later, or oh, I'll go buy new supplements later. Once you really understand that all of this is about self-care, it's about pouring into your cup, it's about making sure that you have everything you need in order to be able to pour into other people, it becomes easier, right? When you see it as a form of nurturing yourself and not just burden or obligation, you engage with it differently. So I really, really love this for us. There's a lot of us having a shift in how we understand our health. And that shift not only gives us new passion, vigor around how to go after these changes, but it allows us to understand that that's why we can't overburden ourselves with other people's stuff. Because the less access we have to our own time, our own vitality, our own energy, the less time we have to pour into our cup, right? Love that for us. Absolutely love that message. Let's look at money next, and then we'll wrap up with love. That sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan to me. Don't be tired. I need you right now. I care about you. I like your messages. Don't be too tired for me. Okay. I've been using her all day. She's starting to act up a little bit. Hopefully she lets me get through these last, no, she's not. She's tripping. Let me go ahead and switch over to Millennial and let her rest. And maybe she'll be okay by the time we get to one-on-one questions. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about wealth and finances, money and abundance during the week of February 23rd through March 1st? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment that either aligns us with the energy of wealth and expansion or pulls us out of the energy of wealth and expansion? And how do we shift? If there are any challenges, blessings, lessons, breakthroughs related to our relationship with money coming over the next 7 days, illuminate them now so that we know how to best prepare and protect ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. This is Tarot of the Divine. This is one of my favorite decks of all the decks I own. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous. Each of the cards has imagery related to a different fairy tale. It's one of my most vivid decks in terms of how it interacts with my energy and feeds and talks to my energy. I absolutely love it. That one is Tarot of the Divine, and this one is Millennial Tarot. This is a very playful deck. And the creator of the Millennial Tarot actually is coming out with a Gen Z Tarot. So I'm thinking about getting that and playing around with it a little bit too. I don't have a lot of decks. I got, in total, I have probably about 10, between 10 and 12 total. And then there's the same like 5 or 6 that I use in rotation in on a daily basis. Now, to somebody that's somewhat new, that may sound like a lot, but I used to be a part of this Facebook group. The name changes all the time. I forget what it's called, but I was a part of a Facebook group that would trade tarot readings and stuff. I think right now it's called like Spiritual Baddies or something like that. But some of the girls in there literally have like 40, 50, 100 decks, which is crazy to me. I need a Gen X deck. I would love a Gen X deck. That actually sounds dope. I actually low-key kind of hope that he does multiple decks for a bunch of different generations, because I think it'll be cool to use tarot as a way of understanding different generations. I think that's a really interesting modality. Clarify the Eight of Swords. What do we need to know about the Eight of Swords? I think this is a really interesting week for a lot of you all. I think there's a message that has been coming through for a while in these readings when we get to finances, but I think that some of you all finally embrace it. It's like you've heard it and it makes sense, but it didn't feel right to you all for some reason. And that is that it's not sustainable to think that your wealth is going to come from a job, right? Your wealth is not going to come from overworking. Can a job bring you financial stability? Absolutely. But financial stability and wealth are two very, very different things, right? And I think that this is a week where many of you all are empowered to release your fears about investing. Release your fears about having a side small business, right? Release the fears around whatever fears you have about creating additional avenues and streams of income. You start to really release them this week, right? Page of Wands, the kid with big ideas, the child that has big ideas, figuring out a way to take those big ideas and turn them into a thing, to root them into reality, right? What does it look like to take my fantasies and not just have them be fantasies, but turn into actual things that I get to experience in the world? And that's where a lot of us are when it comes to our relationship with our money and our finances. We got big dreams. We got big ideas about what we want, but it's about taking our power and our leadership and using it to focus our vision and develop a strategy and a plan to get there, right? And here's the thing. It's not just enough to have the strategy and the plan. You have to trust the strategy and the plan enough not to talk to everybody about it. What do we know about the King of Swords? He don't get counsel from everybody. He don't even tell everybody what he's doing. That's why he's on that cloud in his throne. He doesn't need the understanding of fools to do what he needs to do, right? So I think it's not just that you get more clarity and that clarity pushes you forward in ambition. You are so comfortable with the clarity that you receive that you don't feel a need to over-explain and get affirmation and get second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh opinions, right? There's a certain amount of peace that comes with that. There's peace. You get to really rest and sleep peacefully, knowing that you are making changes that are going to bring you closer to the kind of wealth that you want, right? Now, this does not come without fear. But the clarity around how the fear that you previously had has held you captive is palpable this week. And the change and the shift that comes is that you get to a point where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm scared, but I really, really want generational wealth. I really want to have a legacy of financial comfort. And I'm tired of just moving in a way where it doesn't bring me closer to that. I'm tired of never having time to rest peacefully, never having time to sleep, money worries keeping me up at night, four swords in reverse, right? So even though the fear is still there, because you intuitively know that part of the reason why you haven't made these moves is because there are no guarantees, right? That's why it's called a risk. You may lose, but you also may win. And I think that the possibility of winning, the possibility of getting a life where you can rest peacefully, the possibility of planting a seed now and having it sprout a tree that has a lot of bounty, has a lot of fruit to bear in the future. I think the possibility of that for the first time for a lot of us who are watching this in the replay or live, it finally outweighs the fear that is holding us captive, right? Again, a lot of you all, it's like, I see it because I do rituals, right? I offer mentorships. I cannot tell you how many people will literally sit there and say that they want to manifest tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they're so afraid to invest $40 into creating financial change, right? If you think that people are that reserved about doing it in a ritual, what makes you think that they're not going to feel the same way about investing $100 in a stock? Some of these stocks, yeah, it's $100 now, but then 4 or 5 years from now, you got 20, 50, 15, 20, even $50,000 sitting somewhere just because you spent $100 and you didn't think about it, right? That's Seven of Pentacles. What is the seed you're planting right now that's going to give you bounty in the future? And what are you so afraid of? How is that fear around planting the seed holding you in captivity? And what is the nature of that captivity? Well, it's a loss of sleep and peace because all you do is stay up late at night worrying about money. And it's stagnation around your legacy, your ability to move forward, your ability to have enough to leave behind in your name, right? So when it comes to our relationship with money and our finances, this is very much a judgment card week. We have to answer a higher calling. Spirit is really asking us, okay, what are you going to do about it? And who do you get to be? How many times and in how many ways do we have to give you this message? Are you actually going to move towards the direction of the message? Or are you going to continue to be held hostage by your fear? That's the money reading for the week. Again, love that for us. Really, really love that for us. We'll wrap up with love now. Ancestors, angels, listening masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about love, relationship, and matters of the heart? Love, romance, and matters of the heart during the week of February 23rd through March 1st. Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environments that will bring us in alignment with the energy of love, allow us to have the experiences of love and romance that we would like to have. If there's anything hidden that needs to be revealed, any obstacles that may get in our way, reveal them now so that we best know how to protect and prepare ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You were heavy on this in my year ahead. That's probably Spirit speaking to you again, this synchronicity, right? I think you, as well as several of the people watching, really, really need to hear that. And it's real. I know a lot of people who were laid off or had jobs that they were at for years, if not decades, ripped away from them this year. And the way that people responded to that had savings and stocks and crypto and all these things to fall back on was so different than the people who had nothing, right? It's a world of difference. You get to move through the world in a different way when you make sure that your money is not coming from one source. And that looks like different things for different people, but it's a real conversation that needs to be had. Clarify the Five of Wands. What is the Five of Wands telling us about love and romance this week? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. This is not a reading that is general. This may feel oddly specific. And but I'm gonna share it because it's the message. Some of you are in either relationships or situationships that don't serve you. You know low-key that this person has been playing you for a fool, and you've had to rely on a lot of the denial of your intuition in order to stay in it. Spirit really wants you to come to terms with the ways in which this situation is weighing you down. It is burdening you, keeping you numb and disconnected from your options. The world is way too big for you romantically, okay? Very first card, we have Empress energy. What do I always say about the Empress? What does everybody say about the Empress? Because everybody knows her energy. She is abundance. She is attraction. She is ease. She's beautiful. She gets what she wants. She steps into spaces and environments knowing that the universe is going to meet her where she is and gives her what she wants. Okay? A lot of you really need to reconnect to this energy, because even though she is your reality, you don't fully believe it, right? And because you don't believe it, you keep allowing yourself to be burnt out, to overgive, to stress yourself out, to be burdened in ways that you don't deserve and that are only sucking away at your life force. Okay? Right? So when it comes to reconnecting to your Empress energy, the main aspect that you need to lock in on is being the Queen of Pentacles, the queen of your sensuality, right? Also the queen of your worthiness. The more rooted you are in your worthiness, the easier it's going to be for you to not accept a whole bunch of bullshit from people, right? And the easier it is for you to engage in strategy and execute that strategy for the sake of your protection, right? Some of us are not moving very smart romantically. And it's not because we aren't smart people. Again, 10 of Wands, we're moving in non-intelligent ways because we are so worn thin. And when we're worn thin, when we're overburdened, we make desperate decisions, right? Some of you guys are literally laying down with your enemy. 5 of Wands. Somebody who bullies you, somebody who negs you, somebody who eats away at your confidence on purpose. Because they low-key know, here's the thing, when you date down, the person you date down with knows that you are dating down. And they're not going to be honored by that. They're not going to be flattered by that. It makes them resentful. And because they're resentful, they will pick at you in a way that eats at your self-confidence. It's how they check you. It's how they control you. Okay? The card, the clarifier of the Fool, is both literal in that you are playing yourself for a fool, but you are also being advised to take a risk and leave this person. It's not that deep. Dick is abundant and low in value. Whatever you're getting from this person, you can get somewhere else, and it'll probably be better. It'll probably be more exciting. It'll probably sustain you more, okay? The love advice this week is about understanding how big the world is, how many options you have, how necessary it is for you to understand that you get to move into a chapter where you get everything you want. Again, World card with the Empress. You deserve everything you want, but you're not going to get it if you continue to make deficit, stretched thin decisions when it comes to love and romance, okay? You got to be strategic. You got to move like a warrior, right? I told you guys this before. I had a therapist tell me years ago, and they used my government name because this was before I was Soleil. They said the only difference between you and the people in your life that are married is that they made a decision that that's what they wanted to do. And because of that, they approached it strategically. Some of you guys are taking anything, accepting anything, letting people treat you any kind of way because you are approaching love in this, I want to ride the wave. I want to be easy breezy. I'm trying to be the cool girl kind of bullshit. Do you know what happens to the cool girl? She ends up with an unattractive person who tries to bring her self-esteem down because that's what makes them feel powerful. Bullies bully because they are insecure. And some of you know that you are in relationships with people who don't deserve you, and not even situationships with people who don't deserve you, because you have fallen out of alignment with your Empress energy and your worthiness. So really do the work of getting in alignment with that so that you stop accepting crumbs. You stop trying to force yourself into romance with somebody who is beneath you, who doesn't value you, who says nice, nasty things to you and then tells you to get over it. Somebody who embarrasses you in front of other people. You don't deserve that shit. Okay? I know that doesn't match everybody. A good number of you all who are watching live now, I know that you're married or damn near married. But there's somebody out here who is hearing that message and needs it. So I hope it falls on the ears of those who need it. All right, we are now at the end of the general reading. This is where I will take questions from the audience. As you are putting your questions in the comments, I'm going to go ahead and give updates. Again, I want to remind you all, you can either, it is Sunday. I do take general questions on Sunday, but I also have a special spread for the 222 portal. So if you would like a 222 portal reading, or if you just have a specific question you want answered, either way, put your questions in the comments. The suggested love offering is a minimum of $11.11, but if I don't want to have people turn away, so what you can submit as a love offering is fine. If you got to give a little less than that, that's okay. Just give something, okay? La Balin wants 222. I do this every time. Svenstva wants 222. Hey, Nero. Good to see you. All right, so I'll start with La Balin after I'm done with updates. And then when I'm done with La Balin, I'll get to Svenstva. And then we'll go in order after that, okay? My phone has decided to update now, which is really special. Apple is my biggest op at this point. So I'm just going to trust that people have submitted their love offerings because I low-key can't even check right now. You sent yours as well. You want the 222, Nicole? Actually, I got to wait for my phone to finish doing whatever the fuck it's doing because I can't even look at the spread until it repowers back up. Hold on a second. I swear Apple is my biggest hater. Why? It is 8:17 on a Sunday. Why would you do my phone update right now? Okay, so I got La Balin, and I got Svenstva, then I have Nicole, then Dulcinea. I'm gonna go in that order. If there's anyone else that would like the 222 reading, I'll take care of you then. Let me see if, because I always put the readings in my notes, so hopefully it transferred over so that I can just read it off of here. Let's see. Hopefully, give me a minute. I know watching me scroll through my notes on my laptop is not exciting, but it did. Okay. All right. So the 222 portal reading. Again, I'm going to start with La Balin. So let me scroll up to her so that way I can actually remember who I'm talking to. Y'all know I used to smoke a lot of weed. I haven't had weed in almost 2 months, but my brain is still fucked up from it. That along with being a traumatic brain injury survivor. So bear with me. Okay. Ancestors, angels, city masters, spirits that walk with me. What wisdom does the 222 portal have for La Balin? What is this portal helping her get in alignment with? What is the boundary she needs to exercise that will help her merge and become in alignment with this particular goal? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Tori, I assume that you don't know what the nature of the 222 portal is. It would have been really, I should have shared the link with Charm School. I just didn't think to do that today. I only focused on the ladies in Patreon. I low-key regret not doing that. But the 222 portal is a powerful portal that allows us to have manifestations around anything connected to the number 2, right? So partnership, duality, cooperation, personal alignment, divine feminine alignment, everything that is involved in that number is heightened during the 222 portal. And so this particular spread is here to help us figure out what it is what alignment we need in our life in order to attract what we want. So that's basically the nature of the 222 spread. Now we're going to start with La Balin, and the first card looks at where are you out of alignment, right? Where are you forcing, overgiving, chasing, or trying to control an outcome? We have a really interesting card, La Balin. We have the Sun card. Now, when it's in this position of where you're out of alignment or where you forcing alignment, right? I think you try to force a positive mindset and understanding, right? There's a need to be the better person, the more aligned person in your environment, and it really doesn't serve you because it pulls you out of authenticity with your feelings at times, when what you need is to be aware of your true feelings, not to numb them through positive or false optimism, right? So that is the energy that can occasionally bring you out of alignment, okay? Now in position 2, which talks about what is trying to align with you, what is the energy or partnership that is seeking you in order to help you operate in balance. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and I love the Ace of Pentacles. It's new beginnings, it's new offerings, it's new opportunities that are coming to you, right? And I think it's interesting that it's coming off the back of the Sun card. The Sun card is Leo, right? Leos are very prideful. They like to always have the right answer. New opportunities and forms of support can't get to you if you're always moving like the person who constantly has it together, right? And what the universe is trying to align you with is help overflow new opportunities and abundance, right? In the position of the boundary that will unlock this alignment for you, the boundary, decision, or energetic shift that's going to help you activate this alignment, we have the Eight of Pentacles, right? You don't have to be the expert. You don't have to be the leader, right? Again, Sun card energy. You can be the student. It's okay to be the person who's refining a skill set, who's sharpening their knowledge, right? Because by trying to perform as the person who has all the answers together, you have an internalized sense of imposter syndrome. So if you can just embrace your position as a student, as a novice, a great one, but still one who is sharpening a skill set, that allows you to align with the energy of these gifts, these blessings, these new opportunities that the universe is trying to pour into you at this time, okay? I hope that that resonated with you. I hope that that was helpful for you. And I hope that you take the energy of this portal tonight, as well as the 72 hours after it, to really help yourself align with that, okay? All right. Who's next? Let's see. So we did La Balin. Svenstva is next. La Balin, let me know if that resonated with you. My phone is still tripping. Okay, that's fine. It's all right. Apple's trying to bully me into an upgrade, and I'm saying no. But that's all right. That's totally okay. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What does Svenstva need to know about the 222 portal? What is the energy that this portal is trying to help them align with? What will be unlocked in terms of them being able to get further in alignment with their manifestations? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Canaan Mother, this has been informative. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what I said that was informative for you personally, but rock on. And I'm grateful to hear that it was helpful. All right, we got Svenstva next. Okay. Now, Svenska, for you in position 1, which talks about where are you out of alignment? Where are you forcing, over giving, chasing, or trying to control an outcome? We have an interesting card. We have the Six of Cups. I think you feel more comfortable moving through nostalgia, fantasizing about and being connected to your past than you do being rooted in your present, right? So you engage in a lot of emotional escapism through nostalgia, right? I don't know what age you are, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're one of those millennial people who like has been listening to the same songs since you were in college and high school kind of thing, right? There's like a little bit of self-soothing that happens based on you really relying on your past and connecting to your past. There's some escapism there, right? And that's part of what is currently bringing you out of alignment, okay? Now, in the position of what is trying to align with you, energy, opportunity, or partnership that is seeking to operate in balance. Zillennial. I was close. Wasn't too far off. I love this card. We have the Knight of Wands. You are actually somebody who is very social. You have an amazing mouthpiece, like you have game. You could be a really amazing public speaker. You also have a joyful energy about you, but people aren't going to know that until you get comfortable taking up space. Knight of Wands is Aries energy. It is the initiator. They are not afraid to be looked at. They are not afraid to take up space. And so a huge part of what is trying to align with you in order to bring you into balance is that Spirit is trying to make you comfortable with being somebody who's in the spotlight, with being somebody who has a lot of people paying attention to them, especially their words, right? Now, in the position, in the third card, the position of the boundary that this unlocks, right? The energetic shift that is going to align or activate this alignment. We have the Four of Cups. You are, again, the nostalgia of the Six of Cups is very escapist. And it's not going to be until you even acknowledge that you feel a little stuck, right? That you feel like your life is kind of on repeat. That's why I think it's brilliant that this card in Millennial Tarot is represented as binge watching, right? Because binge watching can feel good, but it is something you do when you feel stuck, right? When you don't even want to try anything new, where you just want to retreat back to the same shit, right? It's not going to be until you can admit to yourself that you're in that energy and that discomfort of the Four of Cups that you're even going to be able to find alignment, right? So for you, it's about acknowledging the escape through nostalgia so that you can really even admit that it's there and use that as a launching pad to understand that Spirit is really calling you to take up more space, to be more ambitious, and to be more vocal, right? I hope that that resonated with you. I hope that that made sense for you. Let me know when you get the chance. Let's see. I think so. Svenska, we have Nicole, then Dulcinea. Okay, we have Nicole, then Dulcinea. Then after Dulcinea, we have Tori. And if there's anyone else, so me, are you in my house? No, I'm not in your house. Your ancestors just love you, so they're gonna tell me your business so that so that I know how to translate it to you. That's all. I'm not in your house. I'm not a creeper like that. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull this up on my phone because it's easier. Apple stopped tripping now, and it's easier for me to do it from my phone than it is to switch back and forth between screens. So we have Nicole next. Let me highlight Nicole's comment so that way I remember who I'm talking to. Okay. Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits that walk with me. What is the alignment that needs to take place within Nicole so that she can attract what she wants? How is the 222 portal here to help her in that alignment? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Canaan Mother 478, do you also want a reading? If so, go ahead and send your love offering. If you can do 1111, that's great. If you need to do a little less, that's totally okay. If you are in a position to give more, that's bomb too. Whatever you're capable of, just send something for energy exchange. And I'm happy to answer the question for you specifically if you are interested, okay? We're gonna do, we're gonna finish with Nicole, then we're gonna do Dulcinea, and then after Dulcinea, there's Tori, and if there's anyone else, I will get to them, okay? So in the position of where you are out of alignment, where are you forcing, overgiving, chasing, or trying to control the outcome? Another very, very interesting card. The Hangman. The Hangman is suspension, right? But it's suspension that leads to a paradigm shift. Sometimes people can be so addicted to the energy of revelation that they don't trust themselves to actually do something with the revelation, right? And you may be stuck in a position unknowingly, but still stuck in a position where you are just comfortable with the exposure and the learning, and you need to be in an energy of taking the wisdom and the information and transforming it into action, right? So in terms of how you're out of alignment, the Hangman is coming up to say that, yes, you've had paradigm shifts, and those paradigm shifts have been dope, but you may not be at a space where you need more paradigm shifts, right? In card 2, with what is trying to align you or align with you, which talks about the opportunity, energy, or the partnership that is seeking you out to help you get balance, we have the Hierophant, discipline, right? Spiritual discipline. So this is more, again, there's no more need for revelation so much. You know everything you need to know at this point. What you need is to align yourself with is habits, strategy, regimen, right? Putting the knowledge and the wisdom into action at this point is really essential for you. The boundary that unlocks when you receive this alignment, right? The decision or the energetic shift that's going to help you activate this alignment. Another interesting card, 6 of Swords. Moving forward away from old ways of being, old habits or stagnation, yes, but also embracing wisdom from community. It's really time that I get that you're at a point where the individual kind of spiritual work is not enough anymore, because again, that's why you're at this place of constant revelation, and it's gonna be through working in tandem with others around you. That's why I love that this card is a card of the girls trip, right? It's a journey that you take alongside other like-minded individuals. I think that group and collective work is what's going to propel you forward and is what's going to put you in alignment, okay? Let me know if that resonates for you. Dulcinea, you still here? Because I'm going to do yours next, okay? Dulcinea, let me know if you're still around. And if there's anyone else that would like a reading, go ahead and let me know. Put your comment in the comments section so that I know to get to you. Yes. First card, shift into action. Second card, develop action into practice. Third card, do that practice in community with others. All right, Dulcinea, I got you. Ancestors, angels, ascended master, spirits to walk with me. What is the nature of the alignment that Dulcinea will be attracting during this 222 portal? What wisdom and access information does it open up for her? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm glad that it makes sense for you, Nicole. I didn't do updates. It's fine. I didn't do updates. The only updates that I have is that there's 1 week left of Ancestral Life Path readings being on sale. The next round of Rich Spirit won't be taking place until the first week of May. So everybody has a full 2 months to decide if they want to participate and join the Rich Spirit intake chat. We are still doing interviews for the Charm School Mentorship Program. So if you want to join us in Charm School, definitely hit the link below to join the information group. If you are interested in mentorship, but you are fearful of the commitment of Charm School, I also do have a self-paced mentorship program called Study Hall. So if you want to learn information about that as well, still hit the Charm School link because I share information about both in the Charm School chat. Those are, and then Patreon. We have our next Patreon class. It's an herbalism class. I'm going to be talking about the power of cotton, why you should grow your own cotton, and many different spiritual uses for it, right? So that's on the 24th. And then the next class after that is May 6th. If you are not a part of the Patreon, consider joining. It is a dope space. Like I said, we just had a 2-hour 222 portal activation earlier today that was really beautiful and amazing, really healing. And that's something that I'm going to be doing a lot more in the Patreon. These kind of collective healing sessions with the members. So if you want to participate in that, if you want to get access to exclusive readings, if you want to get access to exclusive classes, join the Patreon at a paid level, okay? In the position of, hold on a second. Why? I hate you. I hate you, Apple. Okay, there we go. Dulcinea, for you in the position of where are you out of alignment? Where are you forcing, overgiving, chasing, or trying to control an outcome? I don't want to say you should choose depression because I don't want to use mental health language and that's not fair. Spirit, give me the right lesson. It's almost like you choose to focus on the things that are not going right or the things that have failed you from your past because it gives you a sense of control, right? The pessimism makes you feel powerful. It's like if you get to be right about how things are not going to go well for you, at least you get to control that. And ignoring the cups that are full and the things that are going well, even though they are beautiful, because you don't get to control them, you don't want to engage in them, right? That's a lot of, hey, Jaleesa, good to see you. That's what I get from the 5 of Cups, right? That's how you're out of alignment. It's like you choose the comfort of disappointment because at least you get to be right about it. And that's not good, baby. We got to let that go. In terms of what is trying to align with you, the energy, opportunity, or partnership that is seeking you so that you can operate in balance. Empress, you are literally entering a phase of your life where things are supposed to come to you with ease, right? You are abundant. You attract favor and opportunity. And Spirit really wants to align with you so that you can understand that when you show up in spaces thinking that things are going to work out for you, they actually do, right? So that's the energy that's really trying to align with you right now. The boundary that unlocks it, the decision or energetic shift that's going to activate the alignment, 7 of Swords. You got to let go of the shady thoughts. You got to release the self-sabotage, right? You have to stop stealing from your future by convincing yourself that things aren't going to work out for you, because that's a form of self-sabotage. If you can release that, then that will put you in alignment with this energy of ease, abundance, and attraction. That's actually, it's almost like Spirit is trying to force you and beat you over the head with love, but you don't want to accept it because it's easier for you to believe that things aren't going to work out, because believing that it's not going to work out feels like you have power. makes you feel like you have control, right? And that's where the self-sabotage comes in. So this 222 portal really wants you to align yourself with Empress energy and pull yourself out of that Five of Cups. Okay, Dulcinea, let me know if that resonates with you. All right, we got Tori next. If there is anyone else that would like a 222 portal reading, go ahead and send your love offering and put your name in the comments. You're welcome, Dulcinea. Submit your love offering and put your name in the comments so that I can get to you after Tori. Just thinking out loud. Don't really have a lot of people to socialize and practice with. Engage with the girls that are a part of the Patreon. Engage with the girls that are a part of the Patreon. When I offer classes, show up to those and mingle with people. People recognize your name, Nicole. And so I really don't think that there's anybody in my spiritual community, in my collective of students, whether it's as, simple as the Patreon or whether it's even Charm School, right? No one that's in my community would be weird about connecting with you or doing drill practice with you or, girl, yeah, what the fuck? I can't believe you just asked, really. People recognize your face and your name, yeah. So just give yourself permission to start socializing. Again, and that's why it came up as a blockage, because your experience of being isolated, we'll talk more about that later. I'll go into to detail about this when we catch up for your ritual, because I do need to leave you a voice note tonight before the night is over. So we'll go into further detail about it there. But yes, child, people know your face. People know your face and your name. Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits that walk with me. What does the 222 portal have in store for Tori? What is the energy that'll help her be in alignment? How is this portal meant to bring her in alignment? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. All right, I got KFS after Tori. It's 8:44, and I really do not want to miss. Y'all know industry is my show. I am a fan of harpsichord, harpoon, storm. I'm a huge Harper Stern fan, and I gotta watch industry because it comes on at 9. So I can probably do 2 more people after KFS. If there's anyone else that wants a reading, if not, we can just wrap up with her. But if you do want a reading, go ahead and send your love offering, and I will get to you. Okay. Lord, okay. This is an interesting, Tori, I love you down. In terms of where you are out of alignment, where you are forcing, overgiving, chasing, or trying to control the outcome, we have King of Pentacles in reverse, right? When King of Pentacles is in alignment, they are the businessman. They are somebody who feels really capable. They deeply understand at an intuitive level. Yes, they value success, but work-life balance is also important to them. That's why it's also the card of early retirement. When it is in reverse, it represents somebody who either feels like finances are the ways in which they control people and situations, or they feel like their only value is measured in their material resources, and they only value and measure other people in terms of material resources. So where you are out of alignment is, and it may not even be a conscious thing, but you probably have harsh judgments, if not of yourself, the people around you, in terms of their ability to communicate, to accumulate. That's what I meant. So that's not helpful. That's not an aligned understanding. And feeling that way, believing that, actually pulls you out of alignment, okay? Now, in the position of what is trying to align with you, the energy, opportunity, partnership that is seeking you so that you can have balance. Another fascinating card, 4 of Pentacles, right? Four of Pentacles is a warning that if we move from financial desperation, that can bring a greed out of us that allows us to either be scammed, which is why this is the card of the pyramid scheme, or can allow us to hunker down in a way where we don't gain pleasure from life, right? We're so busy trying to accumulate, to save, to hold on to the material that life just happens all around us, right? And so that is very much something that your spirits want you to break out of. And they don't want you to be beholden to, okay? What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, so that's the energy that's trying to align with you. They're trying to bring you out of a mindset where you feel like if you don't have a certain amount, or if things material doesn't look away from you or way for you, where you hide from the world. They don't want that for you, right? In the position of the boundary that unlocks this understanding or this alignment, the decision or energetic shift that's going to activate your alignment, awareness of the ways in which you may self-sabotage, right? Where your thoughts around certain things bring you out of alignment, right? And then also the other thing is the Seven of Swords being the card of the thief, right? People that may manipulate us. They really want to get you to a place where you have so much trust and faith in yourself that other people's perception of what you do or don't have, or they can't use their perception, or they can't manipulate their identity through what you believe they have to get over on you. Does that make sense? So the whole reading is talking about there needs to be a reprioritization around how you hold material resources or understanding of material as a sign or a symptom of someone's worthiness, right? So with the King of Pentacles in reverse, letting go of this understanding that what you have or what someone else has makes them. With the Four of Pentacles, it's talking about bringing you into alignment with an energy where you don't self-restrict based off of what someone does or doesn't, or you do or don't have. And then the Seven of Swords talks about how this can put you in situations of self-sabotage, because people can manipulate you into thinking that they have more than what they do, and that leads you into fucked up situations, right? Let me know if that resonates or if that makes sense with you. But that's what I'm seeing in terms of what's being moved. There's a whole reshifting around your relationship or understanding with material resources that's taking place, and this portal is really going to support you through that. Okay? All right, KFS, I got you. If there's no one else that wants a reading, we will wrap up with KFS for the night. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What does KFS need to know about this 222 portal? What is the alignment that it's bringing into her life? And what is this alignment going to help her attract? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You still there, Tori? If so, let me know whether or not that reading resonated with you. If it resonated, cool. If not, then we can dig further into it when you have your consultation, because we do need to still do a tutoring session, a tarot drill practice session soon. This is an interesting card, and it came up with someone else earlier. So in the position, KFS, of where are you out of alignment? What are you forcing, over giving, chasing, or trying to control the outcome? Sun card, toxic positivity, right? There's a part of you that is so afraid of appearing like a person who doesn't have it together. And that fear really drives a lot of your action, right? When the Sun card comes up as a shadow card, it can represent somebody who engages in toxic positivity, feels like they have to have all the right answers. There's a fear of being imperfect. And a lot of times this is the energy that comes up when someone was not allowed to be imperfect growing up, right? That's how you're out of alignment. When you finally realize that perfection is a myth, it actually opens up a lot for you instead of being so afraid of not being perfect, right? In the position of what is trying to align with you, what energy, opportunity, or partnership is seeking you in order to bring you into balance, we have the Eight of Swords. Your spirits really want you to release your fears. Because again, these fears really restrict your action and they keep your world small. They imprison you, right? And so what's trying to align with you is a sense of bravery that allows you to release your fears so that you don't keep creating obstacles for yourself, okay? In the boundary that unlocks your alignment, the boundary, decision, or energetic shift that will help activate your alignment, these cards came stuck together, so I'm going to read them together. The Lover's card and the World card, right? Once you embrace personal alignment, once you allow yourself to be just as in love with your dark aspects, your imperfect aspects as you are with your good or light aspects, right? Which is what Gemini energy, which is what the Lover's card is, about being able to come into appreciation and love for your full self, not just parts of yourself, not just the easy, shiny parts of yourself, but all of yourself, right? Once you can fully embrace that, it opens a new world for you. All the opportunity, you get to step into a new chapter where you experience the bounty of having full awareness of yourself, okay? So that is your reading. I hope that that aligns with you. I hope that that was helpful. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap up so that way I can be ready for my stories. I can go ahead and prepare to watch Industry and see what Harper gets into this week. Are y'all watching Industry? Anybody else? It's so good. It's so good. It's on season 4. If you can start it from the beginning, I strongly encourage you to. It's my favorite show. All right, enough about TV. I love you all. I hope you all had blessed days. I hope you all had amazing days. I had a beautiful day. Again, I want to thank everybody that was able to. It's streaming on HBO, and it's also on Hulu. HBO and Hulu. Hope you all had amazing days. Thank everyone who was able to attend the 222 activation session in real time. If you can sign up for the Patreon so that you can participate in Tuesday's class, do. I have multiple levels of Patreon membership, but paying as low as $5 gets you access to quite a few things. So consider joining the Patreon at a paid level. We will be back here on Thursday for Astro Hour, Thursday at 8 p.m. EST. Love you all. See y'all in a couple of days, and until then, take care. Good night. Good night, everybody.